Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. How are we doing? Out to Man Like Cocktail Party Effect for the first half an hour. Really interesting interview discussing what's going on in Berlin and obviously his personal journey. We're moving on to our second interview of the day next. Man Like Popzzy English is in the building. I am super excited for this one. Popzzy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm all good, my guy. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to hear from you. Full of energy in the morning, as I like to hear.
Don't, man. Look, bro. Look how long it's been, man. Of course I'm going to be energetic for you, man.
Oh, my God. Trust me. Okay, cool. Well, we've obviously we've worked on tunes together. We've done a few bits together. We had a tune that did quite well up on... Yeah. That one did a fair few bits back... well, I want to say back in the day. It was a couple of years ago, I think.
We had tune on number one, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about,
bro.
Baby. But yeah, like, how have you been during lockdown, man? How's things been for you at your end?
Do you know what, Jay? Honestly, bro, like right now, I've just been so focused, man. Like I've just tried to not let anything get to me. I've been staying in the studio and just literally, bro, like recording about 3 to 4 tunes a day, man. Like, I'm in beast mode right now, bro.
That's what I like to hear, man. So when you say like you're recording like 3-4 times a day, like does that mean you've got a lot of material kind of stacked up because of what's been going on?
Basically, obviously, I mean, you know, I've got a lot of producers around me as it is anyway. So,
of course.
I mean, I'm always around a lot of producers that always have a lot of beats up to date. So I'm pretty much hearing it first before a lot of people hear them. So for me, like, I'm always trying to create. So whether it's me making a beat or trying to make a video or something, I'm always busy, I'm always active because these guys keep me active. There's never a day off.
Okay, cool. So it's pretty much the fact that there are so many kind of producers sending you content pretty much on a regular basis that it's almost like...
Not even just sending me content. Like, we've built a relationship over, like me and you have over the last 2 years, and the work just hasn't stopped, really.
That's what I like to hear, man.
As you know, I bang tunes out within like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen it. So for these guys, they love it. So for me, I love working with producers. I love putting in work. I love creating music. I love making tunes. So for me, I'm never going to leave the studio. If there's beats there and we can work, I'm never going to leave.
That's what I like to hear, though, man. And I love that kind of, more than anything else, the kind of excitement I feel about you kind of talking about it. It does feel like this really is like the thing you enjoy doing most.
Bro, honestly, like, if this was 10 years ago, I never would have pictured me being able to be in a position to do this, innit? But now we're here, I'm actually so excited and full of it because I'm actually now comfortable in a position to say, yo, I can do music now.
Yeah.
Let's do music. So for me, this is like going to the gym. This is like going to work at 9 to 5. Or this is everything to me because, like, I love this. Like, there's nothing else in this world that I love as much as making music or hearing beats or just being around producers or there's nothing that can compare to it. So for me, like, that's all I want. So I'm never going to leave it, bro. Like,
amazing.
I just love being here 24/7.
Amazing, man. I mean, and again, the excitement I can kind of hear from your voice when you're talking about it is it's awesome to hear. It's inspiring straight away. Like, kind of with that, then, when did you kind of clock as an artist that this is definitely what you wanted to do, like, as your main thing?
I mean, my dad and my uncles, yeah, they've been DJs forever. Like, they've been doing bashment reggae stuff since I was like in my nappies, bro. So for me, I've always grown around music. I'm basically a music baby, innit? So for me, I've always known that I loved music. And I've always loved the fact that my uncles and my dad would be jacking up on the decks and that, like pulling it up and reloading it. So I've always been around it. But as a kid, it didn't really interest me. It was all the sports and like going to football and rugby and stuff, like doing things like that. It was only till I hit secondary school and I was with the boys and we went to a church, like a youth club. And that youth club, there was that one corner what no one would sit in. And it was like our corner that we would sit in. And we would just spit bars. It was me and my boy Gats. He's like my best friend that I grew up with. And we just used to spit bars in the corner, writing like just weird freestyles and stuff. And I didn't never think it was going to be like this or ever like turn into Popzzy English doing his thing like now.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like I've always been there, like slowly plodding along, trying. I might have been the worst MC back then ever. You never know.
Yeah.
But I was still there actively trying, messing around, trying to pull on my dad's leg. Like, yo, I've got these new bars. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got these new ones. Let me get in there. And he was just like, nah, man, it's my time. Like, wait till you're older. And, like, it's just grown into a thing of now I'm older. I can say what I want. There's no consciousness. I can be who I want now. So
of course.
doing what I've wanted to do from when I was young.
So like with that then, how important to kind of like to kind of I'd say rappers in general, how important is that kind of early phase where you are kind of sat around with friends kind of just writing random bars and like and kind of freestyling?
That early phase means everything, because if you can't go through that phase, you ain't never gonna get to where I am now. You ain't gonna have that leather thick skin when your boys all cuss you, say, "No, man, that bar's dead." Like, you need to fix up, man. Go home. You need to go through those stages, because at the end of the day, those stages are key to anyone, whether that would be in your bedroom on your own, just practicing in your mirror, whether you're with your friends and you're out in the streets. Some form of way, you have to let it be known, and you have to go out there and let people feel it, because it don't matter whether 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people feel it. Just as long as you know deep down in your heart, you can touch just at least one person with that tune or with your lyrics anywhere, bruv. You've won.
Of course.
Because you never know. You might have even saved that person's life with just one lyric. You don't know. They might have been going through like a suicide. I've had it. I had a guy in Russia, yeah. This guy called Artie Motora, bruv, yeah. Like, God bless this guy. Big him up, wherever the hell he is right now, bruv, yeah. But he turned up to all 3 of my shows in Russia, yeah. And, bruv, the guy told me I saved his life, bruv. He listened to one of my tunes and I saved his life, bruv. He stopped committing suicide, bruv. I've already won. Like, God has blessed me from that, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing,
like,
man. That really. I mean,
never,
I was going to say when you heard that and you kind of took that in, like how did you like? What was the feeling you got?
I cried, fam, in the middle of Russia, middle of Moscow. Like, just as I finished my show, I come off the stage, I went into the back room with Oddcut and stuff, and Artie the guy could hardly speak any English, bruv. And you know when a man that can't speak any English is standing in front of you, getting a guy that can speak English, like very little in Russian, to break it down and tell you this, bro, I cried.
I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like it must have been such a, obviously being on tour at the time as well, and obviously being essentially in a different continent, like being and everything kind of happening, to kind of get that and then have something like that. That must have been like a proper, like, not even in a bad way, but it must have been like, it must have punched you in some kind of way.
Bro, honestly, that hit me more than anything in my whole life. That hit me as hard as when my great nan died when I was 10 years old, bruv. That's how hard that hit me, bruv. Like, I was just so like, it was like my whole body left my soul, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, I was just so like, raw. You serious? Like, I've actually touched someone, like, because I go around every day and I don't pay attention to these things, innit? But when I heard that, it made me slightly reconsider paying attention to all my fans.
Yeah.
Because before, I weren't really paying attention. I was just making music, putting it out. Whoever kind of got the gist of it, or whoever was kind of listening and messing with me at the time, kind of got it. If you weren't getting it, oh well, sorry, I was just on to the next one, sort of thing. It wasn't in a bad way, it was just, I weren't really focused like that. But when I went to these other countries and started seeing these things, and started seeing, yo, there's actually people who actually know Popzzy, and they actually mess with me, bruv. Like, it's not a joke no more. So I kind of picked up and said, bro, like, I've got to be on point for these guys. Even as, like, at the time, it was probably like 100, 200 people. I was just like, raw, like, I'm so gobsmacked. I didn't even know I had one.
Yeah, no, fully, and I can imagine that on top. Just the whole experience sounds a bit kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, alright, so you just said it right there. The last whole 2 years since I've been in the game, I've been mind blown. That's just how I see it. So for me, like, I'm never gonna stop this. Like, it's like my head's been mind blown ever since I stepped foot in the game and I done my first set. Like, ever since then, I've never left it. I will never leave. I'll just continue prodding on and continue making my music however I feel make it, with whoever it may be on the time. Whether it be Jake Bob, Oddcut, or, like, do you know, like, Ems, Dave, like, it don't matter who it may be. The nation right now is very strong.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And the work will keep pushing out. And the videos will keep coming. The concepts are going to keep coming. So we're going to have to just keep pushing it as much as we can.
Definitely,
to hopefully grow to wherever we want to go. Amazing,
man. Well, I'm loving already just kind of that kind of understanding and the enthusiasm behind it. Like, it's not a chore to do. This is going to be an amazing thing.
This is definitely not a chore, man. I wake up every day. Like, I go up at 6 a.m. I train. I come straight to the studio and I find out what works we're going to do, or we try to make beats, or, like, right now, my guys from the studio are coming straight here right now to meet me here after this interview to come and finish off the beats that we're doing for a big feature that I got coming in America soon.
Oh, amazing.
It's just a constant, it's a constant process. Like, wake up and love it. I look at my board, see what's next, and just crack on, bro.
Amazing. That's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear. What we're going to do next, then, we're going to get into one of the tracks you sent over. Now, this one's one of the most recent releases you've had out there. Goes by the name of Boris and Corbyn. Now, normally I have a strict no politics rule on this show, purely because you can go onto my Twitter timeline and see exactly how I feel about things. However, explain this one to me.
My bad. I broke the rules already. I broke the rules. I'm sorry, Trickstar. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? That's a rule that I put in place for myself because I know I don't want to go on about it, and I know people don't want to listen to me ramble on. So, in 5 words, describe this tune.
In 5 words.
In 5 words.
Woke up feeling like Boris and Corbyn.
This is what I love, man. It's what I love. Right, we're going to get into this one now then. Just gone at 43 minutes past 9 here on Trickstar Radio. You are locked into Breakfast with Kovu. We're having a great time. We are cracking on. We're talking to Popzzy English. We're going to be looking into what's on the way in the future in just a second. Right then, friends, we're back inside the building. How are we doing this morning? Having a wicked show. Just gone 9:45 here on Trickstar Radio. A man like Popzzy English is on the line, baby. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, we back, man. We're good.
That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. So we've discussed the kind of past a fair bit. Obviously, we've been looking into the kind of touring experience. Obviously, your lyrics hitting people in a certain way, and kind of how much work you've been putting in over the last couple of years or so. I want to kind of turn the conversation around now and kind of look more to the kind of future and what's on the way. So obviously during
we're gonna get juicy.
This is what I want to hear, bro. This is what I want to hear. Like obviously during lockdown, how did you find the kind of planning of future stuff? Like obviously I'm assuming you've still been able to make music on a regular basis.
Right. So I'll tell you a little cheat code. Yeah, I literally went and bought my camera and said I'm gonna do everything myself. That's literally what I've done in lockdown. So with regards to lockdown, I didn't feel anything, to be honest. I hit it like it was a normal day. The first thing I said when lockdown came was I am not going to be affected by it.
Okay.
With me, I picked up, I said, forget this, I've got Prague coming up, and luckily enough, Prague was like 2 days before the corona actually hit. It was like 2 weeks before. So I went out to check, completed that, and that's what's coming out soon. I've got a video coming out on Red Bull with DJ Alyaz from Prague, and that's called I Am Who I Am, and that's going to be released via Sapien Records.
Sick.
So that's one new release that you should look out for as well. I've got a drill tape coming that should hopefully drop by the end of the year. There's some big features on there. I can't say too much yet because obviously I'm trying to get it all set in stone.
Of course,
I've got 2 of them confirmed, but I just want 2 more so I know that I'm set and secured. I've got the album dropping with Jake Bob. That's called The Spartan Call. That's been in the works for like a year, bruv. Everyone's been getting on to me on my YouTube saying, yo, man, you put the WTF tune out with no lyrics. It's just a hook. Can't you see that this guy ain't put no bars in it? This, that, and the other. He's a dickhead. He ain't got no bars. Where's this tune? Like, it's just what the fuck for that whole 3 minutes. Like, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, man. Like, I've done it in a favour of just to leak it to you guys, man. Like, jeez, bro. Like, Jesus, man. I didn't know you wanted it that much, man. So I kind of got to get that album out. I've got a collab with Maxwell. I don't know if you know about him.
Maxwell, as in he's Russian, isn't
he? Yeah, he's a Canadian producer. He's a really cool guy, and he's on the come up right now. And he's big, bruv, in the producing game in Canada, bruv, innit? And we've got an EP coming called the Insanity EP, and that is gonna blow heads off, bruv. Like really, like next level of grime for me, innit? It's different. It's third world for me. I've stepped out of my comfort zone and said, let's expand and let's take it a step further on this one. So with that, in regards to the Canada EP, it's going to be mental as well. More works with Jake Bob, and also I've got a tune called Big Popzzy. That's off the Boris and Corbyn tape, which you can go and stream now. But that video, I swear, bro, when you see this, it's mad. Like, it's mad.
Sick, bro. Well, we're going to get into Big Popzzy in just a second. I'm really looking forward to getting into this one, and obviously, as well as that, I want to kind of make sure that people are aware of, like, obviously all the different platforms you're involved in. So, even though we're discussing works, like, what's the best place for people to get hold of you? Am I right in thinking you don't have Twitter as well?
I do not have Twitter, bro. Like, that is the biggest Twitter fingers where everyone's just chatting the most. Like, I don't know what. There's rape cases on there, bruv. There's, I don't know what on there, bruv, yeah? I'm not involved in Twitter, man. Twitter is not for me, man. It's just full of, like, nonsense. It's nothing to do with work. It's nothing to do with music. It's just where people go to vent and let their day-to-day rants out, really, to me. So, for me, I don't see it as a social platform for me to benefit from putting music out on, really, at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
No, that makes perfect sense, man. And I think as well with yourself, you are someone that is clearly, like so clearly, so like focused on what you want to do. I feel with yourself, you're not someone who wants to have kind of additional distractions kind of getting in the way.
I'm just not. I just don't want to be distracted by anything, bruv. I don't want to hear if your cat died or your nan's making you a roast dinner. I don't care, bruv. I don't care if your horse is eating cat food, bruv. I just want to know where the tunes are, what the works are, and when my new release is coming out, so you lot can actually understand it and take me in and hear it. So for you lot to find me, the best place is either popzyenglish.com, Instagram, or Facebook. Because also you can find my merch from there as well, popzyenglish.com.
Wicked, man. So I mean, just to kind of dip into that then, like how long has the site been up and running? Because I feel almost like websites are like a very much either people have them or they don't. Like there's no like how have you found that process?
Right. So for me, it happened about 8 months ago, and I was with someone back then, and we was doing a lot of work together, but we kind of fell apart and we kind of broke off. It was a good relationship. We broke off, and whatever happened, but we're cool. But in the midst of that, I decided to create a website, and we set it up, and I set it up to try and get merch out for the fans, because I kept going to shows and I kept going to sets and stuff, and everyone kept asking me, where can I get this merch from? So I kind of just said, you know what? I don't like Twitter. I don't really like Instagram or Facebook. So I might as well just create a store for my merch and create a platform where everyone can just go to. So instead of me saying, find me on Insta, Twitter, and at Popzzy English, just say popzyenglish.com. End of, done, finished. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, fully. No, I back that, man. I back that. Nice. It's good to see people still putting together those independent platforms as well. Moving forward, because then it's completely in your control. I mean, we've nearly run out of time with this, so I've got to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, man. It's absolutely flown by. It's been really good to catch up and hear about everything you're working on as well. What we're going to do is we're going to finish up with this one from yourself. This one is Big Popzzy, so talk to me about this tune, bro.
Oh, mate, you see this tune? This is me being me in the studio and just letting loose, freestyling. A lot of these tunes off Boris and Corbin are freestyles, so take this one in, man. Big Popzzy, I got a block of Poppy.
That's what I love to hear, man. I love to hear it. Well, dude, we're going to finish up there then. Thanks for coming on the line. We'll speak soon, obviously. We're in contact quite regularly anyway, so obviously enjoy the rest of your day. We'll obviously get the podcast for this one up very, very soon. It should be up on platforms by around 11ish. For everyone looking in as well who wants to listen back, it should be up online by around 11ish. And yeah, we'll speak soon. Stay safe and all that good stuff.
Love you, Jay, man. Have a good day, bro.
Bless, bro. Enjoy your day as well. We're going to finish up with this one then from Popzzy English, and then we're going to round off the show. Don't go anywhere, my friends. Keep it locked. We are live on the big bad Trickstar Radio. This has been Breakfast with Kovu.